Everyone, thank you for being here today. We're going to be talking about franchising industry and E2 visas, what actually works in practice. My name is Max Emma, and I'm a certified franchise executive and consultant, helping people to choose the right franchise. All the services are completely free. We get paid by franchisor when someone picks a franchise. We do share part of this fees with our candidates and also pay for 9 months of their sales training. So let's get started. Main Entrance is an IFPG affiliated team of certified franchise consultants. And as consultants and executives, we specialize in helping international investors to navigate the E2 visa process, as well as supporting US-based investors in selecting and acquiring the right franchise opportunities. So what is the E2 visa? This is an investor visa for doing business in the United States. It's only working for about 83 countries in the world, and it's the way it's set up. The US government is allowing citizens of these countries to come and work in the United States, and the countries are also allowing US citizens to do the same in their countries. And so that's why not every nation is qualified. Again, last time we checked, there was 83 nations on the list. So it requires to have active business, not passive. Investment at risk doesn't mean it has to be a risky investment. It means you have to have skin in the game. And it has to be a real operating company. Key message, it's about running a business, not just investing money. Why franchising fits E2 so well? First of all, franchising is a proven business model. So a lot of the time, US consulate will require a business plan when you try to open a business or buy a business. But when it's franchising, they can just see how many franchises are available, see that the model is working, and in a lot of cases, that's sufficient enough for them. It's easier to justify to immigration attorney. Um, Franchise has structured operations, and franchise provides ongoing support. So what works in practice for the E2 visa? Service-based franchises, cleaning, restoration, home services, simple operational model, business with hiring potential. You do not need to invest millions of dollars. It's moderate investment range between $100,000 and $250,000. So the key message here is simple, scalable, and operational businesses that are working the best for that. What usually doesn't work? The passive investments or overly complex businesses for first-time owners. For example, if you want to open a shop that exchanges cryptocurrency to US dollars, that's probably not going to qualify as an E2 visa. Concepts with unclear hiring plans are not usually good for the E2 path. Underfunded projects. The message, it has to have clarity, structure, and these two elements will increase the approval chances. The investment reality. There is no official minimum, but usually people invest between $120,000 to $150,000, and that's the total investment. You have to be committed. You have to be at risk, meaning you have to have skin in the game, and you either would have to purchase the franchise by then or being in process of doing so. So not just money in the bank, you give me the visa and I'm going and buying or opening a business. The US government wants to make sure that you actually have started the process and you are ready to move on and operate the business. Timeline. So the realistic timelines, the selection of franchise takes 2 to 6 weeks. I rarely seen it really seen it to be 2 weeks. Only if somebody knows what exactly they're going to be doing and they've done the homework before, then yes, you probably can select a business within 2 weeks. At main entrance, we have a process because look, I don't want to sell you a business that you're not going to be happy with. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to go to um, the or going to your shop, if it is a shop, every day, enjoying it. And so that's why we do take time in doing the research. The due diligence takes 2 to 4 weeks, and then the legal and visa process takes another 2 to 4 months. So it's total 3 to 6 months on average, even though for some countries there is an express opportunity to get E2 approved, and this process takes 3 business weeks. I also wanted to talk a little bit more what E2 lets you do. So it lets you to operate your business going in and out of the United States. The visa is good for 2 years. And after 2 years, if your business is up and running, it's more or less an automatic renewal. While you running the business, your spouse is allowed to work anywhere in the United States, making the US wages. So if your spouse is a computer engineer, while you're running cleaning business, so bookkeeping business, your spouse can work as a computer engineer in American company, again, making the American wages. And then your kids can go to school and even can go to college without getting a separate visa. So your role as an owner, you have to be actively involved. You have to manage teams, you have to manage operations and growth. It's not fully passive. You can't continue living in your country and run the business. You have to be in the US running the business. Can you have a manager? Absolutely. But they're not allowing you to stay home while, business being operating without you being around. So you are building a business, not buying residency. As you know, this opportunity is also available, but you do require to have way more money than with the E2 path. So common mistakes to avoid. When you pick a brand, it's choosing the brand only by name. Name is great, but you have to see if there is a demand for this industry, if there is actually an opportunity to grow, if you're going to be able to find talent. There are a lot of factors that have to be considered when you pick the business for E2 visa. And that's why I suggest for you to talk to franchise consultants so they can help you with the process of choosing one. So, ignoring unit economics, people do that. You usually get the unit economics or the average uh, sales numbers or profit numbers per location from the item 19. Item 19 of the FTD can be a little bit overwhelming. Sometimes it's too overwhelming. And again, our job as franchise consultants is to help you navigate it. Not planning hiring early, you will open the business and then you don't have anybody who will work in the business. And that's a big mistake. So please make sure you are ready for grand opening and underestimating the working capital. So I cannot stress enough how important it is. Starting a new business, there is always time that it takes to grow the business. So you have to have enough money for marketing, for support, and for living expenses for that matter. Because assuming first several months the business is not bringing you money, you have to be able to live in the United States, pay the rent, and pay for all of your expenses. And by the way, the government will be checking that, making sure that you do have extra money for living expenses. So how we help? We help you to select franchises based on the budget, based on the goals, and based on the lifestyle. And when I say lifestyle, there are some businesses that might bring you more money, but you would have to be on call 24/7 because if it's a business that cleans after flood, that means you are on call 24/7. You can get a call 1 o'clock in the morning and you would have to dispatch the crew there or go yourself. But if you're opening a laboratory that does employee testing, like drug testing, it opens 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So you're not going to get a call at 1 o'clock in the morning because nobody's expecting you to be open at that time. And that's part of the lifestyle. And this all are the questions that we ask before you go and buy a business. So we give you access to vetted brands. Currently, in my portfolio, I have about 320 companies qualified for the E2 visa. And again, I want to stress that what Main Entrance provides, what I provide, is absolutely free. So you are getting free consulting, and if you don't end up buying this franchise, you don't owe anything to us. The extra benefit is personalized franchise matching. We do use AI to help you to choose the right industry. And then, of course, we are making sure that these franchises are available in the territory that you pick. The opportunities are tailored to your goals, skills, and investment criteria. So it's aligned with your success. Our incentives are tied to helping you choose and grow the right business. And as I mentioned, you will be getting 9 months of free sales training. It's about $5,000 value that we're paying out of our own pocket just to make sure that you are successful. So if you are curious about franchise opportunities within your budget, book a free consultation. We will discuss your goals. We will discuss and determine your investment range, and together we will choose what franchise will fit you the best. Here is our contact information, and I'm looking forward to speaking with each and every one of you. Thank you very much.